the Nike Shox TL. These were Nike's innovation shoe. Let's try something different. You see, these midsoles were meant to replicate springs. And these are actually the second release of the Nike Shox. The first release, well, according to my client, felt like bricks. These, the TLs, standing for total length, which we see the total length Shox, felt a lot more comfortable to him. And they were released the same year I was born, in 2003. Today, these came in for a midsole swap. I've never worked on a pair of these before, so I'm excited to see what this pair brings. Also, maybe a little nervous, if I'm being honest. To repair these crumbled midsoles, we're gonna be using a donor pair of these Nike Shox. The retros are almost a one-of-one to the originals, which you don't see too often these days with Nike. I got a lot to talk about, the history behind these, why they're special, and a lot to figure out because I've never worked on a pair of these before. So let's go ahead and take a look at these in closer detail. So, as I'm taking these apart, I'm noticing a few things. One, it looks like there's sort of polyurethane air unit underneath here that's crumbled. Quite interesting. I had to be very, very careful taking these apart. As you can see, that little patch right there, all right, it's so delicate that it could have peeled off like the rest of this, but I made sure to be careful when I was taking it off. Now it's still, as you can see on the inside, could like push it in, so I'm gonna have to be very, very careful to preserve that because that's obviously an integral look of the shoe. Another thing I'm noticing is that these back Shox right here, it looks like the sole ripped on me too. It looks like the sole dried out. You see that? Quite interesting, to say the least. Yeah, even yeah, if you look at the bottom of the sole, look, see, it just fell right off. It's cracking off right there. So that tells me even if you were to go to wear these, that would start to happen, unfortunately. I'm definitely gonna have to make a message to him, let him know what is going on with these outsoles. We may have to use those donor outsoles. So that'll be a message we'll send to him. But what I wanted to point out is the forefront Shox air units were made out of polyurethane, right? They literally crumble in my hands. But the back ones are made out of plastic for some reason. Nike maybe went back to front and just got lazy as they went to the front. I'm not too sure, because these are plastic. These aren't crumbling. I'm not even gonna have to. Originally, we thought we were gonna have to replace the whole sole, but I don't even think I'm gonna have to do that. I'll be able to keep this part original to the shoe, which is obviously always preferred in any situation when working on classic pairs. So that's the back set of Shox that are fully intact. These are not going to be swapped. I'm gonna have to do no swapping with those. This is a challenging one. This is do you guys remember when these came out? Has anyone watching this copped a pair of these or still have a pair? Let me know in the comments. Alright, so now that we know the game plan for the project, we know everything that needs to be done, we're gonna start the prep work. And prep is always the most important part of any project. You're gonna hear me say it over and over again in these videos, because if you don't prep the shoes properly, you don't give your glue a chance at bonding. This is the professional way to do it. I'm very careful, not damaging anything that doesn't need to be damaged, and prepping only what needs to be prepped. You'll see me using a small scraper tool to work everything out, and then cotton balls and acetone to take care of anything left over. But I gotta say, there's something cool about seeing a shoe like this broken down, because when you stop and look at all the pieces, you realize what you're holding. Unlike the R4 that started it all, this was Nike's attempt at full-length Shox cushioning. 11 independent columns, TPU top and bottom plate, injected waffle outsole. This was state of the art at its time. But that was 2003. This is 2026. The front Shox had completely crumbled and the midsole started to separate. 23 years of time had caught up to them, as it does with every shoe. And the only way to bring these back was a donor pair, one my client provided himself. Off camera, I ran the donor through my separation oven to heat up the glue, and you'll see me going in with an acetone syringe to break everything down clean. Now this is what a Nike Shox looks like when it's completely broken down. Every component has been separated, every layer exposed. Most people never get to see a shoe like this. Is it cool to see them deconstructed? Let me know in the comments. But with only the original parts prepped, we're far from done. The donor components are going to be our next focus, and the part I've been most focused on getting into this build, the navy blue paint match on the front Shox. Getting that color right on bare polyurethane columns is everything. That's what either makes this restoration feel OG or exposes it as a cheap restoration. And I will say, my client made a note that that was one thing he wanted from this restoration, that color match to be on point. So don't go anywhere and let me know what you guys think once you see it. We're moving through this restoration. The glue is already going down onto the uppers, being laid carefully. And I want to make a quick note. If you're looking at the heel, you'll see duct tape on the bottom of the shoe, and that's intentional. Remember that crumbled polyurethane from the beginning? I slipped a small piece of EVA underneath to restore the structure, and that duct tape is holding in both sides of the fabric so everything is in place while I work, keeping that shape exactly where it needs to be. All right, so let's chat super quick. What we've got going on here is, well, they're reglued, but unfortunately, some of these Shox, well, actually it looks like about 2 of them and then one on this side. Basically what happened, so this silver synthetic plastic piece right here, the glue is so strong. When I bonded the Shox onto it, it actually pulled that silver synthetic plastic piece down and ripped it and cracked it. Now, been in touch with the client, messaged him, he's totally understanding of what's going on here. I put some glue under it right now, it's securing. I'm gonna try to clamp it back down together. But it's just very unfortunate that that happened considering all the work that's gone into these. But hey, these are from 2003, they're old, it's synthetic, it's not real. This was all mesh, I doubt that would happen, but it happened. So, and this is just a real deal. This is real stuff that happens with restoration. I'm not going to try to hide it from you guys. I want to be super transparent about what's going on and if I can even fix it. But regardless, besides that, the only other complaint I have is that towards the back here, some of this material, also like a mesh sort of synthetic material, different from what's up here, pulled a little bit from this plastic piece because it's not as flexible, so I can't push it up and clamp it onto the fabric. It's more so me pushing the fabric into the plastic piece, right? Because it's so hard, it didn't fully bend as it should have. But this is what happens with restoration. Totally not the biggest deal in the world. The client is not stressed about it. He knew the risks that came with restoring this shoe, and he's just happy to have it fully intact. And then after my touch-ups, hopefully that makes it look a lot better, and these can go back on his feet. I think regardless they're gonna go back on his feet, but we obviously want those spots looking as seamless as possible. So let's go ahead and reglue that, and then we'll see how that one comes out. We'll probably have to do a few touch-ups, but regardless, just wanted to update you. Let's get back into this. Now we're in the final stretch. We're just regluing the other shoe back together. And while you watch this come back to life, here's something worth knowing. Nike originally designed these Shox for long distance running. Isn't that crazy? Imagine running a full marathon in these bricks. By today's standards, it sounds wild, but in 2003, this was state of the art. And I know a lot of you watch for the process, but a lot of you watch because you love the technology. what shoes look like when they're broken down, how they're engineered, where the cushioning was then versus where it is now. And that's what I love about this work, because to go from 2003 to 2026 and still be able to bring something back, that means it was built with intention. These Shox TLs came out the same year I was born, so I don't have any personal memories of them hitting the shelves or ties to them, but that's what you guys are for. I live vicariously through every pair that comes through my workbench, through every comment, through every story. That's what Restore Kicks is about. Reviving memories through sneakers. All right, here we are, everybody, at the final, well, the restoration's done. What am I even saying? And out of all the restorations I've done, probably on this channel, this is the only one where it didn't come out like completely flawless or, you know, as we would want it to. But when the client was sending these in, he knew the risks that came with restoring these. He was fully aware. He even let me know some of the potential risks with restoring these. And unfortunately, as you'll see once I show you the before and afters, some of the Shox, more so these forefronts right here, didn't fully stick down. So I put a little bit of silver paint underneath it to touch it up, make it look more seamless. Regardless though, overall he was really happy with how these came out. I'll pop his message up here, and I mean that's really all that matters at the end of the day. As long as he's happy with how they came out, he's still going to be able to wear them. And he told me any projects he sends me in the future, you know, are going to be a lot easier than this one. But I'm not opposed to it because I learned a lot working with these. I've never worked on a pair of these before. I'm sure no one really has, so this will be a new process, just a new video for all of you as well. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. So I don't really have much of anything else to say. I do want to look at the before and afters though, because I don't even know what they look like. And I want to see how well I match this navy blue paint in the forefronts. That's what I'm most concerned about. That's what my client was too. Also, by the way, if you notice, there is a matte finish on these forefront Shox. It's not glossy. That's how the originals were supposed to be. The donors, they were black and glossy, so I made sure to apply a matte finisher so we keep that original look as close as possible. Alright, man, if you guys made it to this point in the video, I just want to say thank you for making it through. I hope you enjoyed the video. I won't lie, it's been probably like 3 months since I recorded this video, since I worked on the shoes. I've just been putting off editing this video because of John's passing. And editing this video was very emotional for me. Because I would have never thought that he would not be here with us. He loved watching my videos, my YouTube videos. It was his favorite thing. He'd wear the shoes as he watched the video because obviously he'd get them back before it was posted. And I know he's watching this video right now, and I'm just heartbroken. He taught me so much of what I know about a lot of classic Nikes. He showed me what it was to just be a kind, soft-spoken, beautiful-souled human being. He was nothing but kind, caring, thoughtful, compassionate, helpful, and the fact he's not here is something I can't believe. I mean, I've never met him in person. It was a pure online, you know, relationship. But when you work with someone for over 2 years, you build a real connection with them. And the loss hits just like any other personal relationship you have. John, I want to say thank you for everything. For trusting me, for being there when no one really was, for trusting me at such an early stage of my business, and I'm gonna ensure you stay a part of my story because I want you to be in it, and I'm going to continue to spread the love, the stories, and the memories of the shoes I've restored for you and of any others I do moving forward. And to leave you guys off with this last little bit, I asked him before a couple weeks. It was maybe even a week and a half before he passed. If you had to leave me with one piece of advice to carry with me my life, what would it be? And I made it my home screen on my phone so I never forget it, and I'd like to share it with you. The best general advice is to respond to vinegar with cool water. You disarm anger easily with soft words. And honesty is the best policy. But I expect you to know that by now. John, I love you, and may you rest in peace.